Hey CTK Youth, it's Brendan and we're going through the YouVersion Bible app's devotional series, Fearless. It's day 4 and we're learning about Esther. We'll be reading from Esther 4, 6 through 16. So Hathach went out to Mordecai in the open square of the city in front of the king's gate. Mordecai told him everything that had happened to him, including the exact amount of money Haman had promised to pay into the royal treasury for the destruction of the Jews. He also gave him a copy of the text of the edict for their annihilation, which had been published in Susa, to show to Esther and explain it to her, and he told him to instruct her to go into the king's presence and beg for mercy and plead with him for her people. Hathach went back and reported to Esther what Mordecai had said. Then she instructed him to say to Mordecai, "All the king's officials and the people of the royal provinces know that for any man or woman who approaches the king in the inner court without being summoned to the king has but one law, that they will be put to death unless the king extends the gold scepter to them and spares their lives. But 30 days have passed since I was called to go to the king." When Esther's words were reported to Mordecai, he sent back this answer: "Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows, but that you have come to your royal position for such a time as this." Then Esther sent this reply to Mordecai: "Go, gather together all Jews who are in Susa and fast for me. Do not eat or drink for 3 days, night or day. I and my attendants will fast as you do. When this is done, I will go to the king, and even though it is against the law, and if I perish, I perish." Esther and Mordecai were facing a crazy fearful time because this guy Haman was trying to wipe out the Jews. And the only way that anyone could do anything was for Esther to go to the king, even though she didn't have an appointment, and it wasn't like, "Oh, sorry, I'm just bopping in," but people got killed for this stuff, and she knows it, and she tells Mordecai this could go really, really wrong. But I'm so encouraged by Mordecai's example and Esther's example, because Mordecai believes that God is going to take care of them, and so in confidence he tells Esther, if you remain silent now, God still got us. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but Mordecai chose to believe that God was going to save his people. And that fearlessness then goes on to give Esther the example to take heart, to prepare for what's happening, to lean on God and make her heart ready to then go and have such fearless confidence in God that she is going to go to the king, and if she perishes, she perishes. Now, the story of Esther is amazing. This is not the end of the story, so I encourage you, if you got some time, to read the whole story of Esther to find out what happened. But it leaves us with this question: we are made for a purpose, and with everything that's going on now, how can we fearlessly trust on God to look for our moments, our times, for such a time as this? It's been great talking with you all, and I hope that we can meet soon. See ya.